Hey, what's up everybody? Crapgamer here. Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button because I would appreciate that as well. It means a lot to me and it helps out the channel tremendously. Thank you guys so much again for the support. Unfortunately, this isn't my strong suit with the tech stuff. That's more for others, but this is actually something that I know a little bit about because I've heard about it and I've talked about it with people like Hellhammer and things like that. It has confirmed now that Xbox Scorpio is going to support FreeSync and next-gen HDMI. Simply put, this is like new display tech that makes sure that there's no screen tearing, and it reduces like stutter and jitter and things like that that happens during game. And I will go ahead and post this article in the description so you guys can go read it for yourself and check it out, and you guys that are super tech heads will understand what's going on. So last week, Eurogamer published a spec for Xbox Scorpio. There was one little detail they held back. The aspect of the new console they didn't want to get lost in the noise. In the here and now, its applications will be limited, but in the fullness of time, which means in the future, it'll really bring a profound shift in how displays interface with games hardware. To cut a long story short, Scorpio supports AMD's FreeSync, and the upcoming variable refresh rate supports baked into the next-gen console gets HDMI 2.1 spec. So what's the big deal according to Digital Foundry? In an ideal world, every single console game would run at 60 frames per second, perfectly synchronized with the refresh rate of the attached display. This would result in a super smooth, low-latency gameplay experience, something you can see in the hearing now in titles like the Forza Motorsport series and Halo 5. However, if a game targets 60 frames per second and doesn't consistently hit the target, the experience is compromised in one of two ways. First of all, if the game runs with VSync enabled, frames are dropped and introduces noticeable judder. What's happening here is that the game only has a small window in which to synchronize with the screen. If a frame renders over its 1/60th of a second budget, the GPU stalls waiting for the next refresh. So this is where you get like the juddering frame rate and the stutters and things like that, is when this kind of fails, and it has to do with like the refresh rate and things like that. Refresh technology like AMD's FreeSync completely eliminates tearing and reduces stutter significantly by allowing the GPU to trigger the display refresh instead of adhering to a hard and fast 60 Hz cycle. Essentially, the screen produces the next image immediately after the GPU finishes rendering it. And so basically, it's the upcoming HDMI 2.1 implementation that Scorpio aims to support. Microsoft has actually implemented the FreeSync 2 standard, meaning compatibility with HDR and full support across a range of potential frame rates paired with supported screens. So this is going to be pretty big in the future. They've said that you might be able to see some of the newer TVs patched with this, but at the very least, you're going to see like the newer TVs kind of support this, and this is going to be really huge going forward. This is like true next-gen kind of stuff right here. Basically, they kind of sum this up too. So what in the short term does this mean for prospective Scorpio buyers? How do you get the experience of new tech? Well, until the HDMI 2.1 standard is ratified, there are no living room displays that are actually VRR enabled. To see the benefit, you'll need to have a PC monitor, a 4K one, preferably, though 1080p screens will work, and it needs to support FreeSync over HDMI. This limits the amount of potential screens as it's more frequently run via DisplayPort. So basically, there's not a whole lot of options for this right now, but it further future-proofs Scorpio coming down the pipe. You know what I mean? So with games that target 60 frames per second, performance drops down to around 50, are really difficult to pick up when owning the lack of a tearing and reduced VSync judder. So like the technical aspect of this is pretty important, because it means that like in the future when we get these new TVs that haven't even actually caught up to the tech of the Scorpio yet, it's going to be very impressive. It's going to support you know, the HDR and all that kind of stuff to 4K, and you know, so being able to play games without you know, the screen tearing and things like that, I think that's going to be phenomenal. That's another bonus of having the Xbox Scorpio. And again, I'm not a super tech guy, man. People like Hellhammer, Dealer, GKB, these people are the D-batch. These guys are the big tech guys, you know, and I do plan on having some people on tomorrow because there's supposed to be more Scorpio news dropping tomorrow sometime, and we're going to talk about it on Xbox Nation, so you definitely want to tune in for that. Anyways, like I said, The link to this is in the description, and I would appreciate you guys checking that out so you can, you know, give me your take on it and hit me up on Twitter at @the_Crapgamer, MOH Crapgamer on Xbox Live. As always, thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, guys. Crapgamer out.